Why are we so scared of AI? Well, first of all, I want to say that we had a guest this week, Ron Fortunewood, who posted a response on the Saturday. Or at least that's the day for guests. I'm pretty sure it was on Saturday, but whatever. And I really, really loved that video. And if you haven't seen it, I just want you to go there right now. I'll put an annotation here or put it in the sidebar or something. Because I thought that was really, really good. Adam asked this question in relation to how AI is portrayed in like fictional work, science fiction work. And someone like Ron Fortunewood appears to have to be sort of much more qualified to answer that kind of question in relation to fiction than I am, because I really don't know a lot about that stuff. But a lot of the stuff he said about like how, like in his sort of one of his central ideas was that the the fears that are sort of shown through science fiction are more fears about the present than about the future, and I think that was quite true, and sort of quite convinced by it. Um, but I think it's interesting to consider the question uh, whether it's reasonable to fear AI. And I mean, I think people fear AI because basically out of a fear of the unknown, a fear of because we know that technology has this incredible potential, and if we create an entity which can not only utilize that technology but is that technology and is independent of us, and would have the potential to do these things on such a scale, in the pursuit of its own objectives, which could be very independent of ours. Um, and I don't think that's an unreasonable fear. And I think that um, two groups of people, like two parties, um, it seems natural for them to eventually turn against one another, even if they are usually at peace. I mean, just look at Animal Kingdom and things fighting to survive and civilizations waging war against each other. We had world wars. Even if it's mostly peace, I don't know if it has been mostly peace over the centuries. I possibly, quite probably wasn't, with tribes, constantly at war against each other and stuff like that. But even if they are usually at peace, it seems that these kinds of things will usually turn against each other at some point. And yeah, I think it's quite reasonable to fear the turning against the machines, artificial intelligence, turning against sort of humankind. Um, However, I'm sort of in support of AI, and there was some commentary made, I think both by Adam and this Rowan Fortunewood guy, about how hyperbolic sort of the portrayals of AI are in science fiction, and I don't think it's that bad. I don't think that an artificial intelligence would naturally just go after human beings more so than not. I don't really see any reason for that to be. However, there is like a problem of you know human beings sort of becoming sort of insignificant by comparison to robots. So not being taken over by robots and artificial intelligence by force, but just naturally over the course of time, because artificial intelligence and robots would become so much more intelligent and so much more capable than human beings, a lot faster than we would. I mean, human beings, through evolution, even if we are headed towards, greater intelligence, it's going to be so slow. And, as we all know with technology, the movement with that is so fast. So there is a problem with that. And I mean, I've heard people say, that, and like a lot of these people are like the transhumanists, that sort of we need to merge with the machines rather than staying separate from them, because we're just going to become sort of insignificant in comparison to them. And particularly like the transhumanists, don't have a problem with the idea of, of becoming partially robotic, and they sort of idealize the different abilities and capacities that they could achieve by making themselves partly mechanical. And I think it's quite interesting. I think there's a lot more to be said on the subject. And I feel that this video is so insufficient and feeble in comparison to our guest this week, because I really did love that video. So once again, if you haven't seen it, I strongly encourage you to go and watch it. Yeah, I suppose that's all I have to say. See you guys.